Hi, welcome back to the podcast Catch It, A New Perception. My name is Keto. I really look forward to how this season will unfold as it continues, because I think that these episodes are going to continue to be very different from one another, possibly. Thinking about where we're at this season and in this episode, I think about some of the elders that have come before me. And I like the idea of talking about some of the elders, and I like the idea of talking to some of the elders. Whether I can get some of them on this podcast or not, that I don't know. Thinking about one in particular, my mom's husband of 40 plus years has recently taken his long journey back home. And we are having a funeral the weekend that this is put out, this episode. And I think about my relationship to him. I think about his relationship to the Creator. I think about his relationship to other people. And I think about how he treated me and how he treated other people. I get it. This is my point of view. This is from my perception. This is from a kid that was maybe a young teenager when they met. Anyway, I believe that he was a good man in many ways. I know he suffered from dementia the last few years of his life. I don't think he actually suffered from it a whole lot. He lived with it. And that is maybe what I'm talking about. Is he didn't allow anything that was in his past to bring him down. He utilized it to bring him up, no matter how bad or how good someone else would see the situation. His name was Ed, and Ed was born in Brazil. And I'm going to tell a couple of stories about him today. And part of it is sharing with you the way that I heard the story. Whether it was from him, I guess most of them were from him. When he came to the United States at 9 years old, he knew 3 languages. He knew German, Portuguese, and English. And he went on to get a PhD. Highly intelligent, very well read. He wrote more than one book in this lifetime. He's done different things, and he was accomplished in the things that he did. He was good at the things he did. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm thinking about is how he interacted with people. When he was getting later in life, he started to use terminology that I have more recently used, and someone would ask him how he's doing, and he'd say, "I'm grateful." Or, "How you feeling?" "I'm grateful." And if you asked him about what he's grateful for, he would tell you. And you could see how he would feel grateful as he shares it with you. I have talked on this podcast many times about my gratitude. It is not a short list. It is something that I feel. And it is something that is part of me. And I am proud to feel the gratitude I do. So I appreciate the terminology, and I'm glad he shared it with me many times. Other terminology that he would use, often maybe more at the end of an email as he's signing his name. As I, at the end of this podcast, may say, "Dok Shauke," or he would say something like, "I'll see you in my prayers." He meant it. One thing about their relationship, my mom and Ed, is that I saw them do something. And this came to me when he was very late in life. I became very conscious of this over the last few weeks. how if they saw someone that struggled with something, maybe someone in their family, and maybe someone who would be a stranger to them, they'd hear something about someone. Whoever it was, however close they may be, or maybe not that close emotionally or otherwise, they're the type of couple that would pray for you. And then if they have the opportunity to invite you into their home, they'd share a meal with you. And they'd love you right where you're at. No judgment. Has nothing to do with what you ever did in the past. It's where are you today and how are you living today? I have a lot of respect for this way of treating people. Being able to put anything that you did in the past, keep it where it belongs, and just treat you with dignity, love, and respect today. This is something I'm working towards. This is something I would like to encompass in my life. I'm not saying it's 100% accurate that they did this every day of their life. I'm not saying that. It's the way I saw them. I saw them do it with me. Needless to say, they knew me when I lived different. And when I began to change my life, they respected me for the changes I was making. They didn't judge me for the way I once lived. Never one day had any judgment on the way I once lived. And I was a despicable human being. I did despicable acts. I treated people not so good. So I want to be that person in this lifetime. I want to be the person that can show up and hold you accountable for who you are today in my life, without any thought of judgment from the last time I saw you till today. No idea of any type of condemning you in any fashion for anything you've ever done. How are you today showing up? I will encompass this more. Sometimes I speak as if this is what I do and this is what I've done every day for this period of time. Not necessarily true. Sometimes I try to speak it into existence, so I'm speaking because it's what I aspire to be. I speak about the fact that I don't curse. And I definitely cuss less than most people I know. And the people who are closest to me have probably heard me even drop an F-bomb, getting excited in the wrong fashion at moments. I don't know if excited is the right word. And so it happens. But I tell you I don't. I tell you I do not curse. So what I'm trying to do is speak this into existence. And I do a good job with it. Many people who know me have never heard me curse. People that have known me for years have never heard it. Because I don't. I don't on a daily basis. I don't on a weekly basis. I will go months and maybe even a year or two at a time. I don't curse. So, yes, it has happened, even though I don't do it. I'm trying to find new terminology. That's what this is about. Same thing here with judgment. Trying to lose judgment. And when I see other people, and I just think of my mom and her husband and how they have done this, how in their way they'll just pray for you, and then when you're in front of them, they'll love you for who you are at that moment. I know I am more than capable of doing this. I know I will do this, and I know that I do this. I do this often. More often than not, I do not have judgment. I think sometimes it comes in. And I'm condemning in my thoughts. I'm going to lose this. And the reason that I'm going to lose this is because I don't need it. There is no need for this type of judgment, this type of thinking down about someone, about something they did, even the way they treated me. What does that have to do with anything? The way someone treated me in the past, how are they treating me today? That's what I need to figure out. Is if you can treat me with the respect today, then I just need to lose all judgment of anything you did in the past. Like I said, this might just be my perception of these people. But I know that when I was in their presence, or they speak of my children, or they speak to my children, or my children are in their presence, it's only about love. It's only about respect. Where are you today? And I think it's more important, even if I have judgment in my mind, that it doesn't come out. That I can treat them with respect, even if there is some judgment somehow still in my mind. That the action I take is different, because then I will think different. Then I'll have no need to condemn or judge. Not that I shouldn't use some discernment. Not that I need to be taken advantage of by anyone in any fashion. I just think that I need to be able to find a way to see things different. I need to continue to change. I know I have part of this in me. I know who my mother and her husband have been in this lifetime to me and to many other people. I get it, she's my mom, yeah. I also see how she treats other people. That without that judgment. And I have much to learn from the elders that have come before me. I'd like to talk on this podcast about some of the other elders that have come before me, some grandparents, maybe some things about my father. I have shared some things about my father. I really love that man. I miss him. And I really appreciate the father figures I've had. And Ed is one of them. He's been in my life for over 40 years. I'll miss him. I wish you a good journey, Ed. Good journey back home. Looking forward to next time. Live in harmony with and use the bounty of the land to bring kindness to the world. Dok Shao, okay?